Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the author's purpose when it comes to literature and writing. Uh, I need you guys to really understand that any type of writing, any writing that is done by any author, any writer has a purpose. So every type of writing has a purpose. That's an important detail I need for you guys to understand. Every writer, again, has a purpose in mind when he or she writes. So it doesn't matter the type of writing that's being done, whether it's a novel or a poem or even just everyday writing that you guys are doing in class. Each type of writing has a purpose. So the author has that purpose in mind when they're writing their story. All right, another thing that you guys need to know and understand is that the purpose that the writer chooses will determine what kind of style, word choice, and structure that is used in that piece of writing. So again, depending on the type of writing that you're doing, if it's something that is informal, 9 times out of 10, you will have informal word choice and informal structure, and your style will be informal. Versus if you have a formal writing piece, you're going to have formal word choice. You're going to make sure that you are tailoring your writing to a specific audience. So again, the purpose that you choose determine the type of paper that you write. Also, you can determine the author's purpose by watching the clues in word choice, style, tone, point of view, and structure. And remember, we just went over point of view. We've been over it previously, but you guys have a video where you will, or where we will, talk about the point of view more in depth to give you guys a clear understanding of what it is. All right, so when we're talking about the author's purpose of any type of work, any type of writing, one thing it is to do is to inform. Anytime a writer is writing, one purpose that they may write that for is to inform. So if the author is writing that piece to inform their audience, they're writing to teach the audience something. They want to make sure that once they're done and once the readers are done reading it, that they understand something, that they are taught a lesson, or just taught anything in general. So again, they give information to the reader in the informing piece of the author's purpose. So again, they give information to the reader. They may give just the facts, while the writer leaves out his or her personal opinions. So when you're informing someone, you don't want to include your opinions. So the writer also knows what he or she is talking about. So anytime you're writing a particular piece, or anytime you're reading a particular piece, when you get the notion that the author knows what they're talking about, they're informing you on something. They're an expert at that topic. So again, they're informing you. And also, the writing objective in this piece is to present both sides of an issue. For instance, newspaper articles, textbook, biographies, documentaries, book reports, instruction manuals, charts, graph tables, and maps. All of these are written to inform. So if I was to give you a map of Dooley County, and I would give you directions, or I would just have some type of writing piece in there. I'm trying to inform you on the different areas of Dooley County, or I'm trying to give you directions as to get a certain place. I would be an expert at that topic, therefore I'm writing to inform you. That's the first purpose that authors may write in. Another purpose that authors may write in is to persuade. When authors are trying to persuade you, they are trying to convince you, the reader, of a certain point of view. Remember, we just talked about point of view? You might want to pull those notes out. Also, they try to convince the reader to agree with an opinion, but the author will probably use facts to build a strong argument. Remember, anytime you're talking about persuading somebody, you're trying to use facts to build an argument. So remember, persuasive, argumentative, they go hand in hand. They're synonymous. Need you to remember that. Also, part of being a good reader is noticing what the reader doesn't say. So every time you read a particular piece, the information is not necessarily going to be right there at hand. They're going to want you to predict some information or figure some information out. Anytime you're trying to do that, 9 times out of 10, you're talking about the persuasive purpose, or the persuasive author's purpose. Also, if the author presents lots of facts, but they only inform you about one side of the issue, the purpose is probably to persuade. So if the author gives you some information and that information only leads you to one side of an argument, that's persuasive. That's the persuasive purpose. So this may be in the form of advertisements, editorials, essays, and campaign speeches. Because remember, we're going through right now the presidential elections for 2016. And I don't know if you guys have been following the news lately, but when these candidates get up to do their campaign speeches, they're trying to persuade you, or not you, but your parents, because you can't vote yet, but they're trying to persuade voters to like what they're saying. They're trying to persuade voters to vote for them. So they're using that persuasive author's purpose because they want something from you, which is your vote, so they can win that election. All right, the last form or the last type of purpose that authors use when they're writing is to entertain. And this type of purpose, authors or writers are basically trying to hold your attention through enjoyment. This can include fiction, like mystery novels, as well as plays, poems, short stories, and comic books. So all those types of novels or writing are to entertain. So it would be the author's purpose for entertainment. They will often include factual information, and they will often include the author's opinion or the character's opinion. But overall, the purpose is for the reader's enjoyment. So again, as I said before, it may include novels, short stories, poetry, drama, plays, comic books. All of these are for your entertainment. So the author's purpose would be to entertain. Again, I need you guys to really get this information. If you need to stop this video at any time, you can. I need you to make sure you're taking notes over it, because you will see some of this information again. As you guys can see on the screen, there is a chart that said what's the author's purpose. It's easy as pie. We just went over the P, the I, and the E. Remember, the P stands for to persuade. You want to convince the reader of a certain point of view. The I is to inform, to teach or give information to the reader. And the E is to hold the attention of the reader through enjoyment. So again, it's easy as pie. If you can remember that acronym, then you got it. You understand. You can remember what the author's purpose is. Again, remember, if you guys need to stop the video at any time, please feel free to do so. If you need to ask questions, I'm here to help. Just make sure you stop the video, raise your hand, and I'm here and willing to help. All right, again, make sure you take notes. I need detailed notes. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day.